Hello, my name is David.N.O, or David.N.O for short, and what you're about to see is the making of Instinct. So I'll be doing some commentary on certain parts, but you'll be seeing a lot of interviews and behind the scenes, so check it out. So after completing How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse, I wanted to make something that was very different in tone. It also had a different atmosphere, like the pacing was different, and Instinct was that project.
Sound, roll camera.
Good.
Instinct, David.N.O, scene 1H, take 1.
Background.
Action!
The most important part of the film was getting the cast right, and I remember we did so many rehearsals, and we talked about we had a lot of like group discussions about spree shootings, what to do when under certain tense situations, so that this was mainly so the whole crew and the whole cast can get a kind of maturity level, kind of get like a feel for how serious this project was going to be.
All I know is recovery position. That's all I know.
Guys, is breathing.
When do we perform first aid?
Ashleigh here knows first aid, right?
We're okay. You just gotta
I mean, classes, I haven't quite taken heart attack yet, but I can do it. Don't.
Jane, how did you feel about that?
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to make him mad. That's my initial reaction, was to say nothing at all.
Do you think if you did say anything to him, it would change his mind?
No, and that's why I felt like, well, pleading with him's not going to work, but then you stand there long enough, he's just going to shoot you.
Hey bro, how's your day, man?
I wanted a diverse cast, a cast that was very multicultural, so that people could relate to it from all over.
Kind of a bitch, you know, like, I don't know, she was just going on about how she loves these kids and shit this whole time, like, fuck, you should have seen her ass. Oh my god.
Okay.
But I knew I couldn't, and I think it's just that first day training that you do even when you're babysitting.
Okay.
I kind of went into mode, and the biggest thing is to try and get everybody else calm and make sure that you assign responsibilities so people go.
Go up.
I'm Alyx Stone, and I just finished filming Instinct, a short. I was looking to kind of do a film, and I found a post online, and just decided to go into that audition and give it my all.
Now, considering what was in the subject matter of the film, did that draw you closer, or did it make you think a little bit? Like,
well, yeah, it did definitely draw me in, because in the last couple of years you don't see. In the last couple of years, you haven't really seen a film like this, and it's kind of a touchy subject matter, and so yeah, it kind of drew me towards it to see. I was very kind of skeptical to where the story would go, but once I read the script, something I definitely wanted to do.
so what was it like working with the other actors?
It was fun, yeah. I got some good relationships out of it, and I like bouncing off other actors, and especially that one scene, the chance, we got to have that argument, and it flowed very nicely.
Kinda am. Whatever, dude. Okay, you go on like 1 date a year with some like prissy little chick who won't kiss you at the door, and I go on like 100 in like a week. Whatever, dude, alright? I do well for myself, alright?
I'll be here any second. Just... No, we need to get out of here.
It's a death trap if we wait.
Are you kidding me right now? What if you run into that crazy fucker, huh? You don't even know how many of them there are out there. Do you want to get shot today? Because I don't.
Look, you can sit here and argue all you want, but me, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully I can find some medics or something to help out the injured.
Medics! Good luck finding any of those if you're dead, man. Do you see this man on the floor in front of you?
It's fun being that emotive and getting to yell, and kind of some type of catharsis in a sense. So, yeah.
My name is Angela Palmer, and we just wrapped Instinct, and it was a good experience.
Was there did it feel extremely real at any point in time during the making of, or?
Yeah, when the gunman first comes into the classroom and everybody just kind of dropped down and we all start screaming and scattering. Yeah, like the screams kind of caught me off guard, and you know, I'm running and looking for a place to hide, and of course, you know, you have to put yourself in that position, and geez, it is funny because I was thinking to myself, where would I hide if this actually happened, you know, and what would I do? I don't know, but I still can't even fathom, like, it's kind of creepy to think about, but feel a little bit inappropriate, but I don't know, I guess I can't really compare it to a guilty pleasure because I love acting and it was just so much fun, but I guess you can say it's a little bit risky. Like, I was considering about what other people would think, but at the same time, it's a great film, and it's one of those that you want to have other people think about things like that and have an opinion because it's real. Things like that happen, like I said, all of the time.
Finding the crew was also a tough job, and I was very happy with everyone that I got to work with. Big ups to Taro Hashimoto. He's an amazing cinematographer. We worked hard on getting the pacing, the timing, and like especially how the camera movements we planned them specifically, and it was awesome getting them to use them and getting it to give a lot of feel and tension in the film.
Yeah, it was everybody's really friendly, and it was quite easy to get along with everybody, so it was no issue. I haven't. This is my first time working with David.N.O. It's like I said, we went to the same film studies, design studies at Garneau University. So through a friend of ours, we kind of understood each other's strengths, and during the interview and me doing a meet and greet with him, basically kind of got to know him a little better and kind of had an understanding how he runs the show. It was more relaxing, more, I guess it was, I use this word a lot, it's comfortable.
I'm Matty, I'm the makeup guy, just been doing some work on that. Got started with Dave here, and second time working with him since the last zombie flick we worked on, and yeah, just trying to get some stuff done with that and get it going.
So what was the challenges involved making the effects? Because you had to do bullet effects, bullet wounds. Tell us about that.
Well, that was pretty tough. Like, not tough, but it was hard to do with such a short amount of time, and being where we had nowhere to set up and all that kind of stuff. It was sort of on the fly, so just kind of had to make things happen. But it turned out all right, I think, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
How did you do the effects? Like, what was the most challenging effect for that project?
Getting the leg wound to stay in one piece. Well, you know, even though you don't see the leg wound too much, but you see it, and it's like, it's got to be able to move. She was moving around. You got to be able to kind of have something that's going to look like it's going to stay. You know, it's hard, but the wax and all that kind of stuff was good. And then the end scene with the with the brain splatter was, yeah, that was just, oh, that was fun.
So yeah, on June 9th, 2012 was basically the last day of the shoot, and then after that, it just took a couple days for me and Taro Hashimoto to edit, and my brother DJ Agile to do the sound, and then we had the editing finished. And it was awesome to be a part of this, like making this film. Like, I thank everyone who took part in it. It was a really good experience. Yeah, the Dinner and the Movie Film Festival was amazing, and it was really good to see Instinct on the big screen, especially everyone who came down to see it. It was really good. It was more of a big deal to me because a lot of my friends who were filmmakers also had their films screened, and it was awesome to see them all up there. So yeah, big ups to Tom Burney for putting on that film festival. It was really awesome. Yes, in March 16th, 2013, Oliver Stone. I heard Oliver Stone was coming to Alberta. He was coming to Banff, and I couldn't wait. And the most important thing that I was getting out of it was I needed to ask him, because he's a director that has come under fire for making, I guess, violent tone films. I wanted to get his reaction, so I went there and had the opportunity to ask him a question, and this is it.
To Oliver, for your incredible courage through your career and your willingness to be transparent about the creative process and your professional and personal journey tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll take the tall guy over here with our blue mic.
How's it going, Oliver? I'm a huge fan of your films. I love JFK. It inspired me to become a filmmaker. But the question I have is, with the escalation of gun violence in America, and especially all these directors coming under attack for making these violent toned films, what are your thoughts on that? And also, with President Barack Obama's proposals, do you think it's going to solve anything? Do you think it's going to tone down the gun violence?
Certainly a broad question. In my own work, I've tried to be very realistic about violence, except on one occasion. If you look at Platoon, Salvador, Born on the 4th of July, one bullet, look at the damage it does in the movie. He's paralyzed the rest of his life. I mean, if anything, it was too disturbing for most people. Real violence is really disturbing in movies for real people. They want fantasy violence. They really do. It works better. Go through a wall, kill many bad guys, don't even get wounded. I mean, that really does work. It's a magic formula. So people have some fantasy aspect in their mind where they're willing to go there and love it. And America has always been violent culture, violent films, vigilante films. Clint Eastwood started with the Dirty Harrys, and he made his fame and fortune. So did, Schwarzenegger, Norris, Stallone. You can never underestimate a gun and a girl in your hand. You always do well. Not always, but that is always the American way, two-fisted. It's a shame, because we've lost track of we've become morally blind, so that by the time Zero Dark 30 comes out, people shrug. Okay, we killed Bin Laden. No one ever, in the media anyway, seems to stop and think that we didn't do that in the old days. We didn't have extrajudicial executions before 9/11. Israel did, and we condemned them for those missions. Where they would go to a foreign country and kill somebody, because it sets the wrong example. You may succeed on the short term, but you do lose in the long term, because it sets a horrible example of lawlessness. And the issue of torture is, I mean, I don't know if we're going to have to argue about that, but it's horrible. It doesn't work, and I'm totally against it, and I saw it myself. We used to waterboard people in Vietnam. It's bullshit. People do not give you good information. But aside from that, the issue is, why did they just go there and kill him? He was wounded. If we'd had real guts, We would have, like the guys who were in the World War II generation, like Telford Taylor and Jackson, those people, we would have taken him, put him on the helicopter, brought him back, and put him on trial in New York City. And it would have been a wonderful moment for the country. It would have been painful as hell.
The one thing that I learned from making this film is, and also what I learned within myself as being a filmmaker, is being able to take risks. Because I think that's what makes you a better filmmaker and makes you more confident. If you're able to take risks, you know, that's like a bonus for you if you're a director, even just a creative person in general. And that's what this film was. Like, I knew the amount of risks when I took it. It was really tough to make, but I stuck to my gun, and I'm really proud of how it all came out in the end. So thanks for listening and watching. Peace.